Hello there. So today we're going to look at some of the most incredible things that will tickle you in your most delicate place, and it might feel pretty good. So this shoe never got the memo about not being attached to someone's foot, and this other shoe as well. It's just a bunch of ghost shoes all put together. I mean, ghosts need to protect their feet too. So these guys had a water pipe that exploded next to their school, and it's turned the whole place into a winter wonderland. You can even just grab branches off any bush, any tree, and snap it off.
Whole thing's covered in ice.
Covered. It's so powerful that there's even like a little rainbow forming just literally right here amongst the ice. What I wouldn't give to just approach here with an axe and just start hacking away at all the ice. It'd be so fun. So you have a monkey that's leading this guy on, you know, to who knows where, to the secret base, secret stash, whatever it might be. And so this monkey wants to give him a hand. And the utter strength of the monkey is insane. I mean, you know, it makes sense because they climb trees all the time, but to pull a full-grown man, it's impressive. To be the kind of person who just has a monkey friend to lead them just on a random adventure. That's the life. So you have an octopus on a boat, and octopuses, kind of like cats, can go anywhere they set their mind to. So this thing, I mean, it's already made up of liquid anyway, but it just kind of deconstructs itself to go through this tiny hole to get away. Octopuses are just otherworldly, creepy, just bleh, but also kind of cool. Geez, so this is one of the world's largest planes cutting through the fog, and you can really see it is cut straight through it. This is like the opening login screen for Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. One day, so instead of people kind of dealing with foggy day or some rainy sky, you just have this bad boy fly in, resets the weather. So this is the proper way to make a snowman. Like, these are the correct tools. Where can I buy a giant silver ice maker? Like, it doesn't even snow where I live, but I still want this. So you have one kid, 100 jump ropes, and it's all synchronized. This would be like the best way to teach students about, you know, teamwork, and like if anyone messes up, everyone messes up. So you're all accountable. So we have some liner material, and there's somehow an air pocket underneath here that can support a whole human. This is like a forbidden fantasy trampoline, and then the main character will learn that there's a giant creature under there and it'll come up and eat you. So this 8-year-old girl is specialized in being able to make these golden trees. So a lot of twisting, a lot of patience as well. So she very delicately contorts every single little bit into rings, and those rings form a whole tree. It's crazy. So these two dogs, they're like, I want the ball. No, I want the ball. You know what? I'm too tired for this. Let's just compromise. This is what most adult relationships will devolve into eventually. Too lazy, too exhausted. Let's just both have the ball. Let's just go to sleep and have the ball. So over in Fiji, a lot of the locals are really friendly with tourists, and if you ask them, man, they will show you around their island. They love it. And here, these guys have found these particular little plants that when you blow on them, they actually sprout bubbles. And I can attest to how friendly these locals are. I've been to Fiji, and the first thing one of the taxi drivers did was they showed me the sugarcane fields. It was so fun. But hey, I wish they showed me these bubble plants. That would have been amazing. So this guy's going for a little bit of a snowboard down this hill, and then he ends up in this village. And in fact, he's like, oh, there's a house. And you know what? I think I might just bust right through, smash my way through the glass and keep going. There's also some other people around here. They're also doing a bit of riding or a bit of sledding, and they got horses. So this guy's like, I really like the look of that horse, so see ya. And he grabs the horse, and now the horse is his. So after all that with the horse, this guy's like, okay, I'm gonna jump over the whole lake. I'm just gonna get a bit of a head start. Then he starts floating a little bit. He's coming to a stop. Like, what's he gonna do? Then you hear the sound of a helicopter, and that's when phase 2 of your little sledding begins. There's another boat coming up. Like, oh yeah, hey guys, don't mind me. I'm just gonna go for a ride with my little portable helicopter I got going here. So there's a bit of an explosion in the distance here. pretty horrifying, not gonna lie. And this guy here, he's like, well, you know what? Didn't really want to drive that way anyway. Think I might turn around and go home. Can't blame him. Probably do the same. My parents always did say, if there's a giant explosion, don't go near it. So here you have a duck walking amongst the crocodiles. But they're not happy about that. And the duck's like, well, I mean, it's just trying to be friendly, guys. Why you gotta be mad? Why you gotta be upset with me? This guy's making a giant snowball and they just want it to be free. They just want it to be happy. Little snowball, just rolling down the hill, collecting its own ice, being self-sufficient. It's gotta leave the coop eventually. So that's exactly what happens here. It's too late. It's self-sustaining now. Even so, these two guys are giving chase. You don't want to let it out of its sight. Because, I mean, it's getting a little bit big. But now, unfortunately, it just can't keep it up on its own. Wasn't quite ready to leave home yet. So this is a bridge that have had houses actually built on it, which is pretty crazy. I mean, it would be surprisingly comfortable to live here. You know, it seems like you can go through markets and restaurants as well as, you know, have a little house that you can live in. This is no different than living on the Halo ring, except much, much tighter of a space. So this is a beehive, and this guy's like, I'm gonna piss him off. I'm just gonna give him a bit of a slap. You know, it's all fun and games until the bees find a way into the house. Then you're buggered. Pretty soon they'll be at your front door, bashing on it, pissing you off. So this plant has a crazy root system underneath that is... And as they pull it out, it just keeps coming. There is like 100 feet of roots. And as we zoom in, you realize that it was mozzarella, it was some cheese all along. Cut off a huge chunk with a knife, put it in some grilled cheese. Sounds really lovely. You know, be kind of plant flavored. Still nice. So this guy's using a wheelchair, and this place is catering specifically for them. It's pretty amazing that it's hidden like this. Still though, if you didn't know this was here, like if there's no sign and no one's ever told you, you'd probably just think this place is not wheelchair accessible. But no, in fact it is super accessible. So this is a maintenance trolley running on an aerial tram, and as it's rolling across the track, it's kind of destroying all the mountains of ice that it's you know, it's kind of drawing in here. You know, you stand under here with a bucket and pretty much never need ice for your drinks again, as long as you don't mind the metallic taste. This guy is so good at archery, he can have the arrows actually bend around objects in order to hit its target with real accuracy. Just an absolute modern day Hawkeye. So this lady has mastered the art of being able to move this huge circus contraption left and right to get the bouncing ball up. It's like playing an old school arcade game, except, you know, real life. And the objective is to be able to get high enough that it'd be able to get it into that net. And here you can see that it's a few bounces, almost a bit of a stop. And then, yep, one bounce is all it took. One huge bounce. Gold prize. So this alligator or crocodile, it's like, this turtle's come with me. The turtle's like, no, not today, buddy. Have you ever seen a turtle move so fast? I mean, if you're about to be eaten, sure. I too would be like noping out of there as quickly as I possibly could. Absolute lucky turtle. Not even getting chased. You can actually see the reason that it's not giving chase is because it realized how hard that shell was, and it's like, I ain't doing this, it's too much work. No thanks. So you have a paint removing solution in action, and as it goes, it just takes this paint and it is just never seen again. It's actually kind of spooky how effective this is, like, oh. So here we have a grate of which water has kind of exploded out of it, but midway through, it's become ice. Every part of me just wants to leap onto this thing and have it shatter, but there's also a very good chance you leap onto this and then you get stabbed, and then you die, and that's not ideal. But either way, it's a lot of fun. So this guy's just taking the wrapping off this TV, but messes up, because now it's broken. But it's not really their fault, I mean. It probably should be holding it, and you can tell that it's like got the rest of the wrapping on the screen. So yes, in fact, it was 100% their fault. Should have been more careful. So So these eagles are creating a nest. They've got a bunch of branches, but they can't entirely decide what's the best way in order to set this up. This one eagle is like, I'm going to put it here. And this other eagle's like, no, I think it should go here. No, I insist. I insist it goes over here. No, I disagree. Get away. This is my nest. Go home. Like, I am home. Well then, go home somewhere else where I'm not. I think you got bigger problems than a branch. So this guy's come in to rob this jewelry store, and he's brought his biggest tool, his biggest hammer. His friend's going at it as well, but this thing can basically stop a bullet. So your measly hammer is just not enough to get to the precious jewelry inside. They're not giving up. They're like, no, I'm getting in there. I'm getting in there. But even with a hole and even with pushing, it ain't enough. I'm sorry, sir. By the time you get in here and get the jewelry, police will be like staring at you. We've got popcorn in hand. Like, you blokes gone in there yet? You had any luck? Like, let me know. So this is a water spout, and it's on Skopelos Island. And it's so powerful, you can see it from like the biggest distance, and it is moving fast. I would be crapping myself if I saw this coming towards me. But pretty much this whole time it hasn't, from what I can tell, like, is it on the water or is it on the mainland? It's actually kind of hard to tell. Pretty sure that's the water. So this guy, it's a bit of winter. He decided to freeze some water, and the only way to improve your health is to put your body in this icy water. Bit of a cold plunge here. This guy's hair is already a little bit grey, but I can only imagine his hair and his beard would be white after this. Why even torture yourself? Why put your head under? Cold plunge a day keeps the doctor away. I disagree. The doctor's like, you have frostbite. We're gonna have to amputate. And you're like, rats. So that's it for this video. Bye. Have a good one.